Adelante.
don't worry. Really not worry. Much nicer to the story forward to me.
First half an hour was like walking this much slow, you know.
That's the one I was trying to think of. Yeah. This thing is always
Kan jeg filme det? Tusen takk.
I just get out of your shot.
No, it's fine.
Om ikke vinner konkurransen også. Om ikke vinner konkurransen også.
You look very good.
Thank you very much. I put a lot of effort into it.
Putting on every flag and stuff.
Ha en glad dag. Ha det.
Ah.